We pick up the action here at PKR Live 4 with just 5 players left at our final table. We've just lost Donny Jack Marler after a very memorable clash with Gab 1988, and it is Gab who leads the table ahead of JJ Bird 22, LJF Aces, Mikey and Goof. It is squeaky bottom time officially. Who will squeak last? Let's go over to our commentary team and find out.
This is it, kids. The final 5 on the PKR Live final table. We've lost 145 players to get to this point. 20,000 going to the winner. Blinds at 10,000, 20,000. Well, bound to be fireworks here. Look at that. Mikey 80, Jack, Goof 118, Pocket Queens. These two are about to butt heads.
Yeah, we're down to the business end here. 3 Brits, a Hungarian, and a Dutchman fighting this out. And it's one of the Brits, Goof, better known in normal life as Sofiane Debi from London. He's been patiently waiting for Queens for a while now. And here they are.
Total bet of 70,000 from Goof.
And a real tough contest here, blind on blind. The Dutchman moves in with his jacks. Sees the bad news. Two outs here.
Good luck, mate. Good luck, yeah? Well played, whatever happens, well played, yeah? Don't be wishing him good luck, man. Nice. Whatever happens, I can't control it, man. If the cards come, they come. Did anyone throw the jack by any chance?
Huge hand here. Let's listen to the players. Oh.
Queen of hearts. Queen of hearts. Queen of hearts.
Wow, that is absolutely astonishing. What a redraw.
Well, and there's still 1 card left.
Only the case Jack.
Not to be for Mikey 80. What a roller coaster ride for him. Still smiling after all that.
Has he got any chips left? We'll find out shortly. He's a beaten man. There's a smile on his face, though. James, is there anything sicker than a redraw in No Limit Hold'em?
Not much at all. I mean, it's horrible. You're sitting there, you're praying for 20%. That's all you've got. You hit it. You're ecstatic. And then you lose again. I mean, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. He's taken it well.
Well, nothing left to do but for the dealer to count the chips up. And that's all she wrote for Mikey 80. He was covered by just 1,000 chips. Shakes hands, leaves the final table enclosure.
Yeah, that's 5,250 bucks from Michael Broer, the 29-year-old from Amsterdam.
And great to see that smile on his face. Obviously had a good time and took it better than I would.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic to get that far and win that amount of money. It's brilliant, so anyone's going to be happy. As we all know, the further you get, the harder it is to get a beat. But he got it in bad. You know, it was a standard cooler, so he can't be too disappointed that he lost despite the redraw.
Ace-Jack played a big part of the first half of this final table. LJF Aces has them here, raises out.
60 you've called. Yeah, he's got 24. It's 34 now. That's against 36.
Yeah, we got two types of player here, for my mind now. We've got Lee with the visor, and we've got Gab, the extraordinary Hungarian in the red shirt. And then, you know, they're on one side of the table, and they're, for me, on one side of the playing style. And then we got Jamie closest to us. And, of course, we got Goof, who just had the queens. And they play a little more snug and four-handed. They're going to have to find something.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was playing with Jamie on the last day of this, just before the bubble, and I saw him fold ace-king pre-flop, so we really know that he can make tough folds when needed.
Well, an LJF Ace is checking his ace on the flop. Both players let the turn come without any action.
Yeah, he's got a lot of different moves in his game, Lee. And that sneaky little check behind.
I really like it. He's controlling the pot, and he's trying to get value on the turn and the river by looking weak, and this is the perfect way of doing it.
Yeah, it's a terrible turn and a terrible river for Goof, really. He's going to fancy that there's a chance he's ahead here.
Well, he bet out on the turn 80,000. LJF Ace snapped it off. Now he's all in.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Goof here. He really is only beating a bluff, but
the problem is he's up against a player who can make that bluff.
That's it.
Question goes through your mind, I guess, is what did he check behind on the flop?
Big decision here for the Londoner.
Is the question how much really important here? Do you think it's less a question of pot odds and more a question of the read on your opponent?
Yeah, right here, although it's for his tournament life, it's for Goof's tournament life, it really is whether he's beaten or not. It doesn't matter whether it's 50,000 or the 300,000 that's bet.
Got to love that Lee. Well, there we go. He shows it. Does Lee show? Yes, he does. I guess Lee wants as much respect for as long as possible in this tournament.
Yeah.
Implies that he's going to run over these boys once or twice if he can. But really holds himself quite nicely, Lee, at the table. You're not going to get a read off that guy, and he plays some different lines and some different hands. He's a tough cookie.
That's right. Despite showing the ace so that they can get more respect in the future, I know that these boys are quite familiar with themselves. They've been playing a while, and they're good friends, so maybe it's just a little sign of respect.
Blinds up now to 12,000, 24,000.
64.
Raise here from Goof. LJF Ace is holding the ace-queen, so these two are going to go at it again.
Lee's moved in. Simple spot for him. Now he knows he's ahead. Tough spot after tough spot for Goof. This is what four-handed's about.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. LGF can really be pushing with anything, 10-jack suited, king-queen, anything like that, but it's going to be very rare. It's that same position. Goof's only got a7, he's only got a raggy ace, and he's only really going to be 60% favourite if he does call and is ahead. If not, he's going to be dominated, so he really needs to start working out the odds for the call against his stack, and I think he's going to make the correct laydown. After a little table talk.
Lee says no. Not this time.
Lee showed you. I would have showed the 7 if I the queen if I was Lee there, not the ace.
Well, he shows them both in the end. Does that take some of the pressure off of Goof? Because he might be steaming right now had he not seen the 2 hands that he folded to.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, in some respects, Lee should have folded both. I never agree with showing cards. It really is bad for your image, despite what you think. But, you know, they're friends, and I think they're just doing it as a sign of respect.
And that there with the ace-7 is kind of the epitome of late-on tournament poker. You know, it's all very well to jam with whatever you want, but calling off your tournament life is really the way to the poorhouse. And if you can exploit that by jamming on people, surely, James, that is the key to winning these tournaments.
That's exactly it. You need to be careful when you're making a lot of good folds, because people will think they can run over you.
Well, and speaking of jamming, Goof gets it all in against LJF aces again. They butt heads for a 3rd time. This time LJF releases the better hand.
You can't show every time because, you know, you're going to end up owning me, you know what I mean?
Well, there's not much owning going on between any of these guys currently, but Gav's been on the sidelines for a while, and one who's not been in the action at all is JJ on the left.
Well, 4 of them left. Somebody's going to make a move here.
Goof on the small. He finds a pair, he's all in. Jamie calls immediately with the ace. Fair enough to him. But this is for Goof's tournament life.
$304,000 in this pot, but far more importantly, Goof 118 could go out if he doesn't stay alive with his 6s. Ooh, and 3 clubs.
7 of clubs on the turn, just to make it interesting.
All kinds of outs here for JJ Bird.
Red. That's good. Come on, red.
On the turn, club.
Red.
Ace 4 of 4 required on the river.
Red. Red.
Oh, and that club spells the end of Goof 118's tournament.
No problem, Natalie. Yeah, it happened to me. It happened to me.
It's been confirmed we've definitely got a 4th place finisher in the main event. Let's give it a big hand. It's Goof 118.
I chatted to you during the break, and I was saying, you know, I thought you'd played great. Are you happy with how you played?
Yeah, I'm happy with how I played. You know, I was short-stacked for most of the tournament. I played tight towards the final table. You know, made a few steals, and then when I got to the final table, built a stack up, and I took a few swings. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's a good payday. It's a good day.
You definitely did take a few swings. A little bit of bluff magic there from you.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of the times, you know, the hands I was putting them, I didn't think they had it, so I thought, you know, with the stacks I had, I thought I can pull it off, and I did it, and a few times I pulled it off. If I hadn't done that, I don't think I would have got far. I don't think I would have got there today.
Yeah, I think we got a cracking final table, and you stood in there well. Out of the remaining players, who do you think is going to come through there?
I think Lee's going to get it. I think Lee's going to get. I think he's a tidy player. I don't think he makes many mistakes. I think it's between Lee and Jay. Jay's running hot, as you can see.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think Lee. My money's on Lee.
Okay, are you gutted you're not going heads up, or are you just happy you've been there?
Heads up. I was really looking forward to heads up, but you know, it's what you want to see. A 3-outer, and that's the worst flop I could see. To be honest with you, I knew when the flop came he was going to hit, because I've done it before to Spectre. Same scenario with Ace Jack. Yeah, they screen. He had me dominated. Hit. 2 clubs came and I hit. So you know, it's how it goes, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Good stuff, fella. Look, a very respectable finish. Put it there. Well done.
Appreciate that. Cheers.
Well, 4 become 3. This tournament's at a very interesting stage. There they are.
Well, we got 2 Brits on the left, Jamie closest to us and Lee in the middle. They are up against the Goliath of Hungarian poker, Gabor.
Well, nothing for either player, both of whom are holding 8-9. And there's the other 8.
Jamie trap checking here, do you think?
I would have liked to see Jamie lead out here. It's going to be very rare that Lee's got the king, so he's probably ahead with the 8 there, as it is. They're both splitting and he's drawing dead to the flush draw. But yeah, I think he's definitely calling this bet by...
Well, there it goes. Big raise from JJ Bird.
I really like this.
Ooh.
I really like this. Jamie knows that his 8's probably good, but doesn't want to see a bad river, so wants to take it down there. I like that.
Yeah, and trading off his kind of tight image. It's the first time we've seen any funkiness at this final table from Jamie. And Lee got out of it instantly.
I'd imagine I am, because I've come first.
Well, Lee came into this final table as the chip leader. He's still there, and he's still got a fantastic chance.
Line's at 12,000, 24,000, and don't look now. Gabor's sitting on Cowboys. JJ Bird with King Queen suited.
Yeah, this is like watching a car crash just about to happen.
Three-handed in the main event. It's Gab 1988, all in with pocket kings.
Can you forgive JJ for jamming there really, really quickly with what seemed like a big stack?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a bit of an overjam. He had about 20 big blinds. I don't blame him for doing it. Gab looked weak, which was Gab's intention there. But I think maybe Jamie could have maybe put in a small raise instead.
Well, a queen and a diamond. Bit of hope for JJ. Gabor smiley as ever.
River is an 8. Only a queen will do. It's not, it's a 10. And Gab 1988 doubles up. There's still three-handed.
Well, that's a big chunk of JJ Bird's stack going across the table towards Gabor.
Yeah, it was a nice limp pre-flop from Gabor. I mean, in one respect, alarm bells should have gone off there, shouldn't they, James?
Yeah, Gab wouldn't have just limped there with a hand he wanted to see the flop. But then again, JJ's got such a strong hand that I think even if Gab raises, he's going to be pushing with King Queen anyway.
Big hand, three-handed.
And either way, the Queen on the flop would have, they would have got it in anyhow, so it's not too much of a big deal.
Well, JJ not looking best pleased with himself.
Yeah, maybe not a misstep, but he'll probably think of it as a misstep, and perhaps that will affect his mindset.
Bit of action bound to happen here. Weakest hand raising out with 90 grand.
Yeah, Lee opens from the button with the 4s. Gab likely to 3-bet this, making Jamie's life a little easier, James.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the only way that Jamie's going to be able to escape this hand. If Gab, for whatever reason, would happen to fold there, Jamie would have to push with 6s. So the only way Jamie gets out of it is if Gab raises instead.
What if Gab calls?
That would be a tough decision. I think Jamie...
Might be priced in to make the
I think,
call?
I think with the stack sizes, he would have to ship all in rather than just make the call because he can't set mine profitably with his shorter stack.
But we know Gab the way we do. He ain't going to be calling in this spot ever.
Well, ships a bunch of those chips over the line. Dealer counts them up.
The interesting thing about this final table is that Gab has only made 1 or 2 really wild moves, but the table's seen them. The rest of the time, he's played on his image with strong hands. It's a really tough spot for his opponents when he starts getting some hands.
Absolutely, and even if you think someone is always raising with premium hands, there's always doubt into your mind that they are using that image to then raise with weaker hands.
JJ dwells, but not for long. They hit the muck. He feels he has to make the call.
We have a huge hand on the final table. They're all in and of course it's LJF Aces with the pocket fours, but it's Gab 1988 with the pocket tens.
Well, another big hand for Gab.
He covers me.
As Gab points out, he is covered. Four could end his tournament here.
9, ace, 5, no help for pocket fours.
Just over 1 million chips in it.
Yeah.
Turn is at 10. And the fours are drawing dead at the end of this hand. We're still free-handed, but it's a big double up. For Gab 1988.
Well, full house at the end of the day for Gab. And he's building a formidable stack there at the end of the table.
Yeah, we've seen Gab's been in being very aggressive all of this final table and before as well. So he's going to be extremely hard to beat when he's got a stack. And now that he's got such a monstrous stack, the other two are going to have to find some really big cards or really big hands to take him out.
Or some really big moves.
Absolutely.
I think there, Lee actually reshoved, didn't he?
Yeah, Lee, I don't blame him for doing it, but maybe he could have got away with it and tried to just climb up the ladder again and let Gab take down that pot then and there. But at some point in the tournament, you have to make a stand to the chip leader.
I do
or
find
the
it.
aggressor.
Yeah, I mean, I do find it fascinating that Gab makes people play back at him and play back at him and play back at him. It's something I don't see very often. People just don't like to call him and then see a flop and then call another card. I mean, they can't in this spot anyway, but you know what I mean?
I think people don't like to get run over at the table, and if they can take a shot at someone, even if they don't have the best hand, they're going to just to try and put them in their place. And I think that's what got the better of Lee.
Well, and that red shirt on Gab, like a red rag to a bull. A lot more red sat in front of him in the form of chips now.
Well, if you look at this final table and you look at the experience that these three guys have got on PKR, Gab has won over 9 grand in one of our tournaments with a $200 buy-in. He's won the Sunday Classic twice for 7 grand and 6 grand. I mean, you don't get that many people on PKR with these kind of big scores and so frequently. Lee, of course, has won the Masters, LJF Aces, for 31K.
Oh, look at this. Gab with another great hand, raises pre-flop. LJF Aces is all in with 7-5.
And again, it happens. Lee trying to run over the guy at the table you might not try, and actually he's got JJ on his other side who seems a better candidate to be pushing.
Yeah, I think he realises now he really needs to gamble to try and take a shot at first, seeing as he lost a bit of his stack. And that's not the flop he wanted to see.
Oh dear, oh dear. That's dead. Well, he's got heart.
Folks, we lose a Masters champion. He came in as the final table chip leader. He departs in 3rd place. Let's hear it for LJF Aces.
LJF going out to a warm round of applause.
It's never nice when they flop the nuts.
No. Not a lot I could do there, though. I knew I was in bad, but had to do it.
Yeah, it was time to gamble for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, had about 200,000, blinds at 30,000. Had a big blind in there, so it's like 5th, 6th of my stack. So take a chance with 5-7 suited.
But hell, you've had one great little ride there. Roller coaster, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my stack's been up and down, up and down. Yesterday it was the same, so been fun and enjoyable.
I was speaking to you earlier, actually, about the King-Queen issue, and you had a bit of a bad beat there, but you came back from that.
Yeah, I had a couple of bad beats on the final table too. I don't think I'm aggressive enough. I need to sort of start raising my big blinds when people are sort of they raise my big blind. I should re-raise them, but I just like cool things to learn by.
What is the one thing you're going to take away from this tournament, apart from quite a nice check? But what have you learned, do you think?
Just a lot of experience, really. I haven't got a lot behind me, about 5 or 6 tournaments, so just the experience.
You've enjoyed yourself, and particularly the final table?
Oh, I loved it. Loved every minute. Gutted to be out of it.
Well, look, well done. You didn't make it a heads, but third place, hey, that's a good effort.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Nice one, well done, LJ.
Cheers, mate.
Well done. Well, before they do battle, I've managed to grab a minute or two with our heads-up competitors for the title of PKR champ, JJ and Gab. JJ, you having a cracking time out there?
Absolutely brilliant. I've enjoyed the whole thing, and the final table's been great. And
Got to tell you, what a fold, the pocket sixes. Talk us through that.
I was quite pleased with that. The hand before that, I'd basically stacked off with King Queen, which I was a bit disappointed with, and it just didn't feel right. And I probably should have shoved, but I'm really glad I didn't, obviously. So, yeah.
Yeah, great fold. As for you, sir, the roller coaster ride, huh?
I can't say anything. So I think I played mostly well, and of course I risked sometimes. And okay, I pushed and got crashed, but that's poker. And have fun and get chips and get some money there.
Yeah, you had a massive hand with the aces where you flopped trips, and your fellow competitor tried to bluff you off, and pretty much all the money went in. That was a big hand for you.
Yes, it was really. I think Donny Jack Mala played it really well, because he thought I may have kings or queens and tried to bluff him out. He was unlucky there, and that's poker. So
it is indeed. What do you think of this fellow? You're kind of out-chipped a little bit, what, 4-5 to 1, but...
At least 5 to 1, but I'm, so happy to be here. I've got nothing to lose now, so we're just going to have fun. It's either going to be over very quickly, or it's going to get a bit tight, really, isn't it?
And what do you think of JJ? How do you rate your chances now?
anything can happen. So of course, with the double up, he is still back in the game, yeah, and would have a really good chance to win there.
Okay, well, I have to say, what a joy to have two such fine guys going heads up for the title. Wish you all the very best of luck. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
And there are your final tablists, Gabor Vezvinsky and Jamie Birdsey getting ready to go head-to-head.
Yeah, Gabor, the one with all the big tournament experience. Although it's his first time out of his native country, he looks perfectly at home in that chair. And Jamie, of course, well, we don't know too much about his game, and he's not played for this kind of money before, but he's enjoying every moment. James, a prediction, if you will.
Well, it's hard to say that Gab's going to lose because he has such a chip lead. We've seen him be very aggressive, but he's always had premium hands when he's done it. So we have to see what he's like when he hasn't got the option of tens and kings and aces. JJ is quite tight, but I think he knows that he needs to step up a game a bit and become more aggressive, try and steal some chips and get back a chip lead.
Well, here they go, and you can see that big chip lead now. Towers in front of Gabor. Mini minarets in front of JJ. Can all change pretty quickly, heads up though.
Yeah, the difference between second place and first here, $8,000. 12 grand, of course, to the runner-up. 20 up top.
I think in this spot, Jamie really can't start folding many hands. He's got to hope to get a bit lucky, start 3-betting all in at any chance he can, or pushing. That's the only way he's really going to build a stack. Post-flop play with these stack sizes is going to be quite hard to do.
Any chance that Gabor starts on any other mode other than super aggressive?
Well, he's got a big chip lead, and the last thing he wants to do is double Jamie up so that they can play real poker. He would rather finish it right now, but he wants to get it in good as well. He's not just going to gamble, because if he does lose his pot, then there's a good chance that Jamie could fight back.
First pot to Jamie.
Well, Gab was dominated with the king 5.
It's always tricky to know how a player's going to react to heads-up play. You play a lot of heads-up, James. It's a completely different bag of onions, is it not?
Absolutely. When you're playing heads-up with a big starting stack, maybe 100 big blinds if you're playing a heads-up tournament, it's fairly easy to get adjusted to the play and how they play because there's a lot of play involved. When you get heads-up in a tournament like this, there's really little poker involved, and it is all about hand ranges and trying to get it in good or getting it in with the best possible odds you can.
And of course, not many tournament players have a great deal of experience playing heads up. If you're not a cash game player or you're not a heads up sit and go player, you might find yourself all at sea in this spot.
Absolutely. In a tournament, the only time you're ever going to get heads up is when you're in first or second place.
It's when you get heads up.
That's exactly right. So you just don't know what to do if you're not a regular at it.
Well, we've yet to see a flop in this one. Blinds at 15-30. Ante's to boot.
I mean, it's always possible that a couple of players kind of like subconsciously agree that they can actually both play small ball. One will limp, the other will check, and then one will reciprocate in the next hand. And we may see that here, but I just don't feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of flops.
No, I feel with the stacks as they are, things are going to be getting quite heated. And I think it'll be a matter of a setup hand where it's going to be a raise, a 3-bet all-in and a call, and that's going to end it, unless they double up and there's some post-flop poker to be played. But as you say, the limping is going to be going on from Gab now. Maybe he thinks he's got an edge playing post-flop.
No hesitation from Jamie, absolutely no problem there. He looks pretty comfortable. He's got a big cheering section. Gab, because he's from far, far-flung lands, not such a great cheering section, but he doesn't seem fast.
Yeah, as mentioned by yourself earlier in the show, this was actually Gab's first journey out of Hungary. Profitable one for him so far. Say travel broadens the mind.
Broadens the wallet too.
Of course, these two have been playing now for, what is it, something like 9 hours. And that's 2 days in a row. Yesterday, they would have played about 12 hours of poker. But at this stage, do you just feel with the TV cameras and the lights that there's just a little way to go and you've still got your A game, or sometimes can you just fall off it and tiredness gets to you?
Yeah, usually when you are playing for 9 hours straight or 12 hours straight, or whatever it happens, you get quite tired. But at this stage, when your head's up in a tournament, there is so much adrenaline rushing through your system. There are so many supporters and fans and people talking that you really don't get tired at all. You're always going to be on your A game. The only way that you're going to be off your A game is if you're getting pressured from the monetary value of the prizes.
Well, as Jamie's already said, he's absolutely delighted to be here. Sometimes you don't like to hear that in a competitor. You really want him just to be focused on win, win, win. But that might play to his advantage here.
Exactly. If you've got no fear, you've got a better chance of winning. If you're going to be playing tight, there's just no chance you can beat a heads-up battle.
Well, this could get interesting here. Ace-Jack versus Jack-King. Gab betting out.
Jamie announces all in, and this could be over so quickly.
Well, JJ Bird really needing a king here. Straight could do it, or a diamond or spade flush.
Possibly one card away from a brand new PKR Live champion.
And that's it. Gab 1988 is your PKR Live champion. $20,000 going his way. That's the hand that did it right there, and there's the man that won it. And so ends our coverage of PKR Live.
Put it there, pal. Put it there.
I'm chuffed to pieces, but a little bit gutted at the same time. Like, I was chip sack all yesterday, and I really thought I was going to cash. And then a big messed up hand, and I started today 20 left with the smallest stack. To get to final table was brilliant. I was kind of free rolling. To get to heads up is just out of this world. So yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed to pieces. So.
Great stuff and very well played. You had a couple of double ups with pocket tens, I think twice, huh?
I had pocket tens almost like one after the other. The first one, I mean the big blind, small blind, goes all in. I'm snapping there all day long. And the second one was Gab himself, who re-popped me, and I'm expecting him to do that with most. So when I went all in and he turned over Jack 10, I was chuffed to pieces, and I didn't get rid of him, and he came back to haunt me. So
He has indeed. Gab is our winner. You're runner-up, though. You've got to be happy with that.
I'm ecstatic. Like I said, I didn't expect to get to the final table, let alone to get heads up. And I don't think I could have done much more. Really short stack. King Jack looked pretty good. Just the way it goes, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a hand that, I mean, it was short and sweet, obviously heads up. Is that a hand you're going to look back on and go, nah, maybe I could have just raised and got rid of it?
No. I mean, he raised. For me to then raise again, he's all in. I needed a double. I wanted a call. Just didn't work out, you know? Could be worse, so. Yeah.
But on the whole, you're going to look back on this tournament, what are your thoughts going to be?
I played 3, but I thought this was a lot better. It's kind of the people that I was at the table with, and I had a real fantastic time yesterday. I was sat with lots of guys I know, and it was just really, really enjoyed it the whole way through. It was an absolute pleasure. So to cash as well, tops it off, really.
It's not too bad. How much do you take home with you for second place?
12,000.
That's all right, isn't it?
It'll do. Yeah. For 2 days' work. That's not bad. I'm chuffed to bits with that.
That's like 6,000 pints of lager. Is that what you're going to be spending your money on?
Tonight, I think I'm buying a few people a few drinks, so I'll lose a bit of it, but I had a little bit left over, eh?
Yeah, look, very well done. It's been great to meet you and talk to you, JJ. Very well done, second place.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, man. Cheers.
There is our runner-up, JJ. Very soon we're going to be talking to our winner, Gab. Gab, come this way, my man. Gab, what can I say? But congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, I am.
We don't know a huge amount about you, but I know you've had some very good results on PKR, and now this is the man behind the avatar.
Yes, as I said, this is the highest tournament prize what I have won, and I'm really happy of that, of course, and so on. So I can find the words now, and.
Where was your moment where you really felt, hey, I can win this?
When I win the ticket here. That's why I'm here. Really.
Yeah. So you actually qualified for this tournament, not the full buy-in?
I just qualified for the seats.
Okay.
And I thought when yesterday I could survive the last 20 players, I thought that it could be pretty good, and I can be able to win this tournament because I got about near the average stack by 20 players, and it's quite good there. So.
Okay, my man, listen, $20,000 for first prize. That's no small change. Is that going to change your life? It would certainly change mine.
I don't really know. if it will change my life. But it's of course a lot of money, and I'm very happy, really very happy about it. I don't know what I will spend it, and I think I improve my my bankroll and I increase my bankroll and try to win more.
Excellent. That's a good plan, if ever I heard one.
My next step will be, of course, in Vegas. So
you qualified through PKR for Vegas, so I will see you there as well. Listen, can I just say what a pleasure it has been to meet you. Congratulations on first place. Put it there, my man. We have a winner of PKR Live. This is our champ, and a well-deserved one at that. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, a remarkable final table and an even more remarkable winner, Dan.
Yeah, I love the way he played. I love his personality. He puts it all into his game. A really nice guy, 21 years old, first time he's left his country, and Gabor's done the business. Spare a thought for the runner-up, Jamie. I thought he played really great, solid poker, not many mistakes all the way through the 2 days. His biggest result to date. He'll be delighted. Also, third place, Lee, of course. Chip leader, he was absolutely fantastic and overall really high quality at the final table.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic performances from all of our final tablists, actually. They can all be proud of the effort that they put out in this tournament.
Well, that's it, I'm afraid. We come to the end of another PKR Live. PKR Live 4 going down in history, along with all the others. Has been a memorable weekend of all the thrills and spills that you expect from a weekend jam-packed with poker and poker heads. A cracking tournament all round. Our congratulations to all those of you who made the final table. Hard luck to those of you who didn't, but particularly well played, sir. We salute you, Gab 1988.